Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep today into the world of net zero.
Yeah.
We got some seriously interesting stuff to unpack from the 2023 IPCC report.
Big one.
We'll also be pouring insights from the WWF
Love.
and checking out some reporting from The Guardian.
Always a good read.
It seems like everywhere you turn these days, everyone's talking about net zero.
It's everywhere.
And for good reason, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's becoming more and more clear that our climate's changing.
Right.
And we need to do something.
Yeah, we got to do something big.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe we can start by defining net zero,
Yeah.
just to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, totally. Think of it like this, a balance.
Okay.
On one side, we've got all the greenhouse gases,
Right.
all that stuff we're pumping into the atmosphere, mostly from,
Yeah.
burning fossil fuels and things like that.
The bad stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then on the other side,
Okay.
we've got ways to actually remove those gases.
So planting trees.
Exactly. Planting trees is huge.
Okay.
And then there's some really cool new technologies being developed that can capture carbon directly from the air.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff.
So net zero basically means we hit that balance
Right.
where we're taking out the same amount of greenhouse gases that we're putting in.
Exactly. It's about reaching equilibrium so the
Uh-huh.
concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere stabilizes.
Okay, so it's not about completely eliminating emissions.
Not necessarily. Yeah.
It's more about balancing the equation.
Exactly. Reducing our impact
Yeah,
to a level that the planet can actually handle.
got it. So it's like a sustainable level of emissions.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
the IPCC report, man,
Yeah.
it does not sugarcoat anything.
No, it doesn't.
It's just straight up
Like I said.
all these alarming stats about how much the planet could warm up.
Yeah, and they're saying we need rapid and deep changes.
What does that even mean?
Basically, every part of society needs to change. How we get our energy, how we move around, how we design our cities.
Our cities.
Yeah, making them more sustainable.
Wow. Rapid and deep. It sounds intense.
It is intense, but I mean, the report's clear. The longer we wait, the worse it's going to get.
And the WWF, they had this video about melting glaciers and just
Scary stuff.
seeing these massive chunks of ice just
Yeah.
collapsing into the ocean.
It's crazy, right? It's like a slow motion train wreck.
Yeah. It's like you can't look away, even though it's terrifying.
Exactly. And it's not just a spectacle.
Oh,
This
yeah.
has real consequences.
Yeah, like rising sea levels.
Exactly. Think about coastal erosion.
Oh, right. Like all those beaches
Mm-hmm.
we love just disappearing.
Entire towns could be underwater.
It's like a nightmare scenario.
It really is. And the WWF actually said that the rate of glacier melt has tripled in the past 20 years.
Oh.
Mostly because of, human activity.
Oh, wow.
They also predicted that by 2040, some coastal regions could be,
Completely reshaped.
completely reshaped.
Because of rising sea levels.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And then there's all these extreme weather events.
It's just getting worse.
The Guardian had this video
Mm.
with Hurricane Ian
Oh, yeah.
and those crazy floods in Europe.
And the fires?
The fires in California were just devastating.
Yeah.
It seems like they're happening more and more often,
It's not just you.
and they're stronger too.
Yeah, way stronger.
Way more intense.
The science is pretty clear on this.
Yeah.
Climate change is absolutely driving these extreme weather events.
It's like everything's connected.
Yeah, everything's connected.
So the question is, are we doing enough?
That's the big one, isn't it?
Are we moving fast enough to actually make a difference?
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing some good things happening.
Like what?
Well, renewable energy technologies are growing like crazy.
That's good.
But then there are other areas where we're moving way too slowly.
Like what?
Like phasing out fossil fuels.
Right.
It's just not happening fast enough.
It seems like we need everyone on board to actually reach net zero.
Yeah, it's going to take a massive coordinated effort.
What about individuals, though?
Yeah.
What can one person actually do?
Well,
I read that there are 475,000 environmental volunteers in Australia alone.
yeah, that's amazing.
That's a lot of people.
Collective action is so important.
Right.
Think about all those volunteers out there planting trees, cleaning up beaches. They're making a real difference.
So it's about those everyday choices we make too, right?
Exactly. Reducing our energy consumption, choosing sustainable products,
Yeah.
being mindful of how we get around.
It all adds up.
It all adds up. Absolutely.
So it's not just about waiting for governments or big corporations.
Right.
It's about each of us taking responsibility.
And every little bit helps.
Right. Even small actions can create big change.
Absolutely. When millions of people start making those choices, it creates a powerful wave.
It's like a ripple effect.
Yeah, exactly.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into net zero, I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
The IPCC report makes it clear. Things are urgent.
Yeah.
We're at a crossroads. And we've got the potential for both amazing progress and some pretty scary outcomes.
Absolutely.
So I want you to think about this.
Okay.
What role do you see yourself playing
in
this whole transition to a more sustainable future? What actions, big or small, will you take to help us reach a net zero world?
It's a big question.
It is.
But it's one we all need to answer.
I think so, too.
It's our future, right?
Yeah, it is.
We all have a part to play. That's what this whole thing is about, really.
Thanks for joining our deep dive today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll catch you next time.
See ya!
For another deep dive.
Deep dive.
Into the world that's changing all around us.
Exciting stuff.